What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. And today we're hopping into Magik issue number 6 and 7. We have Magik returning to Limbo. Probably the last thing that she wanted. She has so much already going on. She's joined up with Cyclops' Alaskan X-Men team. But in her kind of spare time, she's been doing side quests. Most recently, that meant fighting the demon known as Liminal. But when Magik senses it, she knows that something happened to the embassy. This is where we see an explosion. A bomb detonated at the embassy. And with Magik teleporting in, she's rushed in. We find that Maddie is still alive, a protective bubble around her, and now she's seeking out who is responsible. Killing the little demon that did this. He had rigged her office to explode. An assassination attempt. Now, Maddie doesn't really want to involve Magik in everything going on. Maddie is the queen of Limbo. Adding Magik, a former ruler of Limbo, into the mix, it might just complicate things considering people are trying to do a coup. They're trying to overthrow her. They're trying to take her out of the equation so they can take the throne for themselves. But Magik makes it well known right off rip. She doesn't want any kind of throne. She doesn't want Limbo back. Krakoa gave her a new start. Magik always thought that this, having Limbo, being queen of Limbo, might be a new start for her. But Magik is also always here to help out. As Maddie goes on to explain that many demons, they are not happy with how much time she has spent with humans. How much time she spends in New York, neglecting Limbo. This explosion was a warning. Maddie only now recognizing that it was probably a bad idea to discount this little rebel group. From the intel that she has gathered up, they're creating a weapon that could rival the Scythe of Sorrows and the Soul Blade, Magik's Soul Sword. Individually, they might be too weak, but as a collective, they might be able to claim Limbo. Without skipping a beat, Magik opens up a portal and she said, let's go. If they're creating a weapon and trying to overthrow Limbo, then we need to go quill this right now. We need to put them down before this rises any higher. With Maddie arriving in Limbo, she tells everybody to prepare the War Council. As they sit down, Maddie learns more or less the location. She figures out where these rebels are, but her War Council hasn't moved on them because they haven't got the order to. She hasn't been in Limbo to give the order. Maddie is becoming more and more infuriated with everybody under her reign. Everybody is questioning her. Her orders aren't absolute. So much so that even in this moment, after Maddie gives this order, they look to Magik. And even Magik's like, why are you guys looking at me? Like, why do you want my opinion? And the generals apologize, but at the same time, Magik holds the Soul Sword. She was forged in this realm as well. And so, due to this, she holds equal right to rule. But she tells the generals that I gave up that throne. So when Maddie gives an order, Magik expects that order to be followed. With Maddie storming out, Magik goes to catch up with her. And Maddie is feeling it from all directions. In this case, she feels like Magik is trying to undermine her. But she directs all of her frustration to their new foes. To the Ravine of the Wastes. We see these demons are forming a new weapon. A sword that could rival anything and give them power over Limbo. And it is being wielded by Goran the Alchemist. After his little monologue is done, we have the arrival of Maddie and Magik. Without skipping a beat, we jump right into the fight. As this battle is ongoing, we see that the forged weapon that they made, the demons can kind of summon it between one another. So during the battle, we see the demons are switching the sword up in between individuals. Not only that, this sword eats the power of the Soul Sword. It eats Magik. But Magik has to ask the question, it may be able to eat power, but can it eat all of my power? And while this battle rages on, one of the demons gets lucky and gets a cheap shot on Maddie. As they get ready to drive a sword into her, this is when Magik thinks about it. How he summoned the blade, just like she does with the Soul Sword. The fabric of Limbo has always been woven through her mutant ability, something that she fully accepts. But now she wonders, does it apply to its weapons? This is where she tries summoning it, and the sword goes to Magik. forged from the negative emotions of Limbo's residents. It is a collective, and Magik, more than anybody, has plenty of bad memories associated with Limbo. She may not be a current resident of Limbo, but you can call her the prodigal daughter, the fallen queen, as she wields both swords. She tells them that they were foolish not to name this sword, that your claim over it has not been solidified. And so as she wields it, she names it the Race Sword. The Soul Sword had been forged from the benevolence and hope of Limbo. The Race Sword is the opposite. It consumes all magic in its path to grow stronger. And while Garth is destroyed, he tells her that this is not over, that he will be a martyr, that he is Belasco's true successor, that a rebellion is rising, and that rebellion is equipped with more than enough to take her down, though Magik looks forward to adding some new weapons to her arsenal. Now, with the battle all being said and done, Maddie turns to Magik and says, after this fiasco, I'm guessing that you want Limbo back. And Magik, she tells her again, like, you really think I want Limbo because of one mistake. Like, I caused the invasion of Earth when I controlled Limbo. Though technically Maddie did too, which means now they got something in common. But Magik tells her, like, I gave you Limbo. I just want to make sure that you can handle it. This realm can break even the best of us. And so because I left, my healing, I don't want it to cause you any harm. Of course, Maddie was thinking that this whole time, Magik just wanted Limbo back, that she wanted control. But Magik is more than happy finding out who she is outside of Limbo. But she also says, like, I can't ignore things going on in Limbo, especially if those things are going to threaten Earth. And so Maddie agrees to just inform her when things are going sideways and she might need a little bit of help. And so while they come to an agreement, more or less having Magik on as a consultant to come and knock some demon heads anytime she's needed, we pick up at the Society of the Eternal Dawn's headquarters. We see the leader walking through the corridors, a ringing going on, and that ringing is Danny Moonstar. Now, if you guys remember in the last issues, Danny Moonstar was left in charge of Cal. The demon known as Liminal took over his body, but they imprisoned the demon into Cal's body, and Danny, she needs some help now. She doesn't know what to do with this imprisoned demon, and that's what takes us into issue number 7. We pick up in the Badlands of South Dakota, a little hidden away spot. We have Danny Moonstar. She has pulled out her bow and she has dropped some arrows right in front of Magik's face, with Magik dodging them and going in and tackling Danny. Magik has been following her to this secret society. Magik followed her because Danny hasn't been answering her calls. Ever since Danny took Cal, she disappeared, and Magik has been worried about Cal. But this location, any spell of tracking, it blocks it out completely. And they both apologize to one another for how harsh they were back in Ireland, saying that they need to sit down and have a conversation. So they go inside the base, and Danny tells her, like, you probably shouldn't be here. Like, this is not a place that you need to be. People aren't gonna be happy that you're here. I'm gonna take you to see Cal so you can see that he's good. But I'm only taking you because I know you're gonna break in anyway. And so with Magik getting in here, seeing Cal, she rushes in and she hugs him. But what she sees is that Liminal has completely taken over Cal's body. And Moonstar says that this is what I didn't want to tell you. I didn't want you blaming yourself. And while Liminal laughs at them having this conversation, because Danny's trying to say that they have this under control, but Liminal says, once I have my power back, once I'm at full capacity, once his body adjusts to my power, you guys are all screwed. And Magik's trying to figure out what went wrong. Her spell, her seal, it should have worked. It should have prevented Liminal from being able to take over his body. When we see portions of Darkchild come out, the secret society members, they get real scared real quick. Danny trying to tell them to stand down. They don't. They go try to restrain Darkchild, but also take down Liminal at the same time. When they try to attack Magik, she pulls out the Race Sword, trying to use Magik on her. This sword breaks it up. And at this point, Magik's like, this is over. This is done with. that Cal's coming with me and we're leaving this place. This is where we see one of them cast a spell, and her summoned weapons, they disappear. Using astral magic, they shut the door that allows those weapons to be in this realm. But Magik says if this is the game you want to play, then let's play with magic. But before things go too far, this is when we see the Embodiment, the leader of this secret organization. She tells everybody to relax, apologizing, saying that her exemplars, they're just too quick to jump to action, that nobody is going to be fighting this day, as she makes introductions of her second in command and all the people that were pretty much just attacking Magik. But the Embodiment, she goes on to promise that no harm's going to come to Cal, that all of their resources, they're all open to Magik, and she would like to give Magik a tour of this facility. Now, this tower is really unique. The Embodiment created this tower by confining a falling star and forcing it to invert. This star powers all of their defenses and their magical spells. This is what leads us to a white door. This is the Library of the Fates, a nexus for prophecies and all kinds of information connected to them. And so what the Embodiment does is she more or less reads all of these prophecies, and then they prevent catastrophes. Though Magik would argue that there's not much value in false prophecy. This is of course referring to Darkchild. Now the Embodiment goes on to say that prophecy is a remnant of the chaos that ran absolutely wild before she took over. But the prophecy also wasn't wrong. It was misinterpreted. Taking her into her office, into the heart of the society, Magik has to ask the question, you have all this power and for what? Krakoa fell, Limbo was invaded, vampires plunged the world into darkness, and now Liminal. Like, the list can go on and on and on. If you can have all this access to prophecies, why aren't you actually doing something? Now, her argument is time still moves. Regardless of how much they wish they could control it, variables can be altered, but constants always remain. Having to cut this conversation short, this is where they bring Liminal in. They have him tied up. His power is getting stronger, and the Embodiment, she tells Magik, I understand you hate to see him in this state, so do I. The problem is, the sealing spell that you put on him, it was flawless. It's gonna take us time to unravel all those threads. The Embodiment believes that there is a magical artifact that would be able to separate the two, a ring in Las Vegas. With Danny Moonstar taking on this mission, Magik refuses to leave Cal here, and so the Embodiment, she agrees. But there's gonna be a physical tether to make sure that Liminal can't escape. His movement and Magik are gonna be restricted, and hopefully it will also prevent Cal's body from fully adjusting to Liminal's power. This is where the Embodiment goes over to Cal. She reaches into his chest and she pulls out his heart. And she tells Magik not to worry, that this spell, it doesn't truly harm Cal's body, but having his heart here, it's going to ensure that everything stays safe. It's going to ensure that Liminal can't take over his body completely, but you can also take the body with you. You take Liminal Cal with you. This is how we maintain control. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Not a bad 2 issues. We got a nice little treat of seeing Magik head back down to Limbo. Get some time down there, get to knock some heads, take down some demons, but also remind Maddie that you got friends. And I think that's one of the hardest things that Madeline Pryor has had to deal with, is understanding that she has allies. Maddie really beats herself up for the monster that she has been in the past. Because of this, she thinks that nobody wants to be her friend, that nobody's gonna be there for her when she needs them most. What Maddie always forgets is that many of the X-Men have been monsters. Many of them have made horrible mistakes. Hell, half of them, when their mutant powers activate, somebody gets hurt. And so all the other mutants, they are accustomed to screwing up, to mistakes happening. Maddie is slowly but surely becoming one of them and fully accepting that she is one of them. It's just gonna take some time. But moments like this, moments where Magik comes in and it's like, Maddie, I didn't come here to take all of this from you. I came to check on my friend. I came to see how you are doing. I came to make sure that my peace hasn't become your hell. I absolutely love seeing the character growth. That's actually one of my favorite things and probably a topic that we're going to be talking on here in the near future. I love character growth, and that's what we're getting. We are getting a crap ton of character growth for Magik here, for both Magik and Maddie. Ever since being a war captain on Krakoa, Magik has had a real hard time finding her way ever since that has fallen. But I personally am super excited for the future of Magik, to see where all of this goes, to see where she ultimately ends up in 10 years. There is no doubt in my mind, she will be one of the key leaders in the future. She will be this next generation's Magneto, if you will. Not in the sense that she's gonna create an evil brotherhood or anything like that, just in the sense that everybody knows his name. Everybody looks up to him. Everybody fears him. They're in awe of him. And while Magik has already made a name for herself, her story, it's only truly just beginning. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you want to get caught up on everything that is going on with Magik, with the X-Men, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It's going to get you caught up on everything going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, you're getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you're unable to do this, please do me the favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.